Testing. 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 Testing.
and greatly appreciated.
Chuck Kofel here at Marathon High School, where we're entertaining the Auburndale Eagles. Tonight's Division III WIAA matchup post the Marathon Red Raiders versus the Auburndale Eagles. This is the third matchup this season between these Marywood Conference rivals. Marywood Marathon comes in with a 21-3 record and a 7-1 record, which enabled them to tie Stratford for the Marywood South Conference title. Auburndale comes in at a 12-5 record, and we're 4-4 in the Marywood South Conference record. The third meeting between the two teams, as I just mentioned, as the first two were swept by Marathon that enabled them to win the conference. The winner of this game will play Stratford for the Division III Regional tomorrow night at Stratford. This game was supposed to be played last night, but due to rain and a really, really messy field, they had to postpone it till tonight. So Stratford is sitting at home or watching the game, waiting to see what happens here on Zaleski Sports. And once again, we'd like to thank Zaleski Sports for making this available to everyone to watch and enjoy WIAA regional baseball between Marathon and Auburndale. As we're talking right here, there's a lot of Marywood Conference teams still involved in the WIAA baseball playoffs. And as always, the Marywood Conference is really, really well represented. Besides Marathon and Auburndale, with Stratford still in it, Edgar still in it, Rib Lake in the north, Abbey, Colby in the north. Are just some of the teams still going in there. And whether it's in basketball, wrestling, whatever, it always seems like it has to be a Marywood Conference tournament to advance the sectional, because you play each other 3 times during the year just to get the sectionals. So both teams are very, very familiar with each other. Starting pitchers for tonight, for this afternoon's game, will be Tyler Underwood, the ace of the staff for Marywood, and he'll be squaring off for Auburndale Aiden Cherney, the pitcher for Auburndale. So it'll be a really good matchup. Like I said, tonight's winner will play Stratford for the WIAA regional title. On the other side of the bracket, we have Bonduelle, the number 1 seed, playing tonight. And that side of the bracket will meet the winner of this bracket over in Gillett, Wisconsin next week. So we'll take a little break in the action right here. We'll come back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Here at Brickner Motors in Little Chicago, we'll help you order your brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, or Jeep and get it equipped the way you want it and the color you've always dreamed of. Whether you choose from our in-stock selection or order factory fresh, quality vehicles and competitive prices are what keep people coming back again and again. Make the drive out to Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side and let our family take care of your family. You can count on us.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Chuck Koval back here at Marathon for this afternoon's baseball game between the Marathon Red Raiders, the number 2 seed, and the Auburndale Eagles, the number 3 seed for WIAA playoffs. We'll take another announcement break here while the national anthem is being played. Back in a little bit. Chuck Hoffel back here in Marathon for this afternoon's WIAA regional game between the Marathon Red Raiders and the Auburndale Eagles. Starting lineup for the Marywood Conference co-champs of the South Marathon. Tyler Underwood will bat first and pitch. Cooper Hooksama, the center fielder, second. 2/3, the catcher. Batting third, Cale Quaintz, the second baseman, batting cleanup. Grant Warren, the first baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth, Blake Underwood, the shortstop. Evan DeBrew locks up third base. Cody Radke's out in left field. And batting ninth, Derek Vesely, the right fielder. For the Eagles of Auburndale, the visiting team, Blake Rabb, the shortstop, leads it off, followed by Peyton Weinfurter, the left fielder. Aiden Cherney, the pitcher, goes third. In the cleanup, Kane Weinfurter, the first baseman. Caden Anderson finishes up in the fifth spot. He's your center fielder. Nathan Richardson, second baseman. Josh Lundgren anchors down to third base, the hot corner. Aiden Rabb is the catcher, and batting ninth is Colton Brandel, the right fielder. So we're ready to go today, and it's a beautiful day for baseball. Again, a lot better than it was yesterday, and I guess this week you just got to be thankful there isn't rain. The winner of this afternoon's game, will play right away again tomorrow versus the Stratford Tigers over in Stratford, that being a 5 o'clock start. So, again, Marathon swept the season series 2-0. That enabled them to take the conference title along with Stratford in the Marywood South. And we're getting ready to go here. Tyler Underwood, a senior, on the mound. He's the ace for the Marathon Red Raiders. Leading off, Blake Rabb, a multi-sport athlete. It's kind of interesting to see. You start watching all these kids through the Marywood Conference. You see them, and they're all 2-3 sport athletes. And I think that's a nice thing about small schools, is you get to see these kids doing 2 or 3 sports and not just specializing. And we're ready to start the game. And here's the first pitch. Backs them off a little bit. And you can tell we're here in Marathon. If you look out in left center field, you can see the bleacher creatures out there sitting in the trucks enjoying the sun, getting a little suntan. Second pitch here of the game. Ground ball. Cale Quaintz gloves it over to Grant. 1 down. 4-3 for the first out. Peyton Weinfurter, a sophomore, batting from the left side. He's the left fielder. Tyler Underwood, last pitch versus Menominee Indian. On Tuesday, I believe it was, and pitched a no-hitter. Weinfurter jumps out 1-1. Again, the umpires assigned by WIAA from out of the area. Down the first base line, picked up by the first base coach. Again, the seeding, Bonduel was number 1. Originally, Marathon 2, Stratford 3. Marathon appealed the number 1 seed, lost out. Then Stratford appealed the number 2 seed and won out over Marathon to get the 2 seed. Popped up, out of play over the Auburndale dugout. So Stratford was able to appeal their seed over Marathon for the number 2, and they got it. And the big deciding factor was Stratford had the claim that, and there's a third called strike. A big old K, 2 down. So they appealed it, and they got the second seed. The big thing is that Stratford had the argument they beat Rib Lake where Marathon lost to them twice, and that kind of cost Marathon a higher seed. Aiden Cherney, the pitcher. It's the first strikeout of the game for Tyler. Down the third baseline. Oh, in between the third and short. Blake Underwood makes a diving attempt. It gets under his glove, and Cherney gets the first hit for the Eagles. Batting cleanup, for Auburndale. Caden Weinferter. First hit of the game for Auburndale. Caden, a left-hander. Haven't seen too many teams want to test True Thur's throwing arm behind the plate. True's one of the better catchers in the area. Pitchers do a good job of holding him on. Wants that outside corner. Evens it up at 1. Cat and mouse games begin. Tyler says, I'm going to wait and wait and wait. And Weinfurter says, wait as long as you want. I'm going to call timeout and refocus. Good block. One thing here with a lot of these these different fields, you take Auburndale and Marathon, they have a very, very close fence behind home plate. So if the ball gets past the catcher, you better make sure it goes off to the side before you go. Popped up behind us. 2-2. There's been times, as we've seen games throughout the year, where the ball gets past the catcher and all the catcher do is turns around and the ball comes right back to him on the ricochet. Runner's got no time to go anywhere. Popped up, third base, out of play. Grounded on the first base line. Foul. He's hanging tough. Just keep working. Next pitch, next pitch. Hey, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors here on Zaleski Sports. Marathon sponsors, Brickner Motors of Little Chicago, A&H Machine, the Three Amigos Mexican Restaurant, Marathon City Sports Center, Marathon Flooring, Marathon Cheese, the Copper Mug, Access Insurance, and Underwood Construction make this possible. So thank for all the sponsorships. Little blooper out to left field. Cody Ratke digs in and makes the play. So Cody Ratke retires Caden Weinfurter, a fly out to the left fielder for the third out. And after a half inning of play, Auburndale nothing, and the Marathon Red Raiders coming to bat. We'll be back after this announcement on Zaleski Sports.
Access Insurance is your complete independent insurance agency for auto, home, business, and life insurance serving Wisconsin and Minnesota. Insurance can often be confusing and frustrating, but with Access Insurance you get experienced advisors that pair you with exactly the coverage you need at the most competitive prices for every stage of life. Located in Weston and a proud supporter of area high school athletics, their business truly does revolve around you. Learn more at accessinsurance.net or by calling 715-355-8400.
Chuck Wiffle back here in Marathon for tonight's WIAA regional game versus the Marathon champions of the South, co-champions of the South with Stratford. Marathon Red Raiders versus the Auburndale Eagles. A little bit of review. The Auburndale, the visiting team, led off the top of the first. They did get one hit. Cherney started, the number 3 hitter, had a single, and after that he was stranded at first after Caden Weinfurter flew out to the left fielder. That brings, for Marathon, it brings Tyler Underwood, the pitcher, leadoff guy, batting second. Cooper Hooksema, the center fielder, batting third. The catcher, True Thurs. We'll see what can happen here for Marathon. And a lot of games were played last night. Last night, Bondwell, the 1 seed, beat O'Connell, and Wittenberg, the number 4 seed, beat Coleman. On the bottom of the bracket, Stratford beat Crandon, and Auburndale and Marathon are playing tonight. The winner of tonight's game will play Stratford, whereas Wittenberg and Bondwell face each other on Wednesday Then the winner of those games advance to the sectionals, which is next Tuesday at Gillett. So, Turney getting ready to lead things off here for Auburndale.
Leading off the bottom half of inning number 1 for Marathon.
Tyler Underwood, Player of the Year in the Marywood Conference. Another all-around three-sport athlete that you see for a lot of these teams. These small schools love to have these kids stay out. It helps every sport. Starts off with a strike. Tyler way out of play in right field, bounces down the football bleachers to the track. So Cherney jumps out ahead, 0-2 to Tyler. Cherney likes to work quick. A little off speed. As a defense too, I'm sure you like to play behind a pitcher that works fast. It keeps you on your toes. Ball tip, he hung on, and Tyler Underwood goes down the strikeout variety for the first out. Cooper Hooksema, the center fielder, now batting second, 2/3 on deck. I would like to thank the Three Amigos Restaurant. Fine breakfast, lunch, and dinner all under one roof at Marathon's favorite Mexican spot, the Three Amigos. And did you see our Friday fish fry? The Three Amigos on Maritech Avenue has it for you in Marathon. Inside, Cooper standing in there. Outside. Cooper leads off 2-0 versus Cherney. Three and 0 to Coop. Probably's got the take sign from Coach Warren. And there's ball 4. Cooper gets on base for the first base run of the game for Marathon, a base on ball.
Number 6, true third.
And it's the first walk of the game for either team. True third's a left-hander catcher. That's from the left, throws right. Cooper gets back in time. True, a sophomore. Popped up. One of the infielders calling it. Oof. He popped up to the shortstop, and that's always a shortstop or third baseman's call. Remember, they're coming in for that play, and the pitcher's coming off the mound, kind of going back, and they did the right thing. Rab did the right thing by taking charge of that and making that call. That's his ball to catch. So, Cooper stays at first after a one-out walk. Cale Quaintance, the second baseman. They're trying to keep Cooper close. Cale, a sophomore. Falls it back. They're keeping Cooper tight. Marathon feels they can run on Rab, the catcher. Not the strongest arm. Evens it up at 1. Good crowd for both teams tonight. Conference rivals, well-traveled fans. Very supportive of their teams. Inside. Grant Warren, the first baseman, on deck. There it is, ball 3. Kale making him work, making him work.
Missing on 4 in a row to Cooper Huxtable. Now missing on 3 of the first 4 to Kale Quinton. And the count goes to 3-1. Here's the pitch. Way down there.
Gets him with a high fastball. Count goes full.
Kale came up empty. Count runs full. With 2 outs.
Cooper with 2 outs will be on the move on the pitch.
At first base will be Cooper Huxtable. So perhaps a gapper get him in all the way from first. Ready is turn. Here's the payoff.
There goes Cooper. And ball 4. Second walk of the game
Now batting for
by
the
Cherney.
Rangers, first baseman number 10, Warren.
Grant Warren, the first baseman. Grant's been doing a nice job going opposite field quite often the last couple weeks. We got runners on first and second for Marathon in the bottom of the first. Again, Grant Warren, a multiple sport athlete. Journey steps off, calls time. Let's kind of make sure we're on the same wavelength here. Don't want to make a mistake. Just a reminder, we have Dairy Fest coming up in Marshfield May 31st to June 2nd coming out. Check out the marshfieldchamber.com for all the details. See you at Marshfield for that Dairy Fest. Support the local farmers. He's struggling. 2 walks. Starts off with the ball. On deck, Blake Underwood, the shortstop, all conference for Merriwood. Inside, and he's hit. It hit his hand and the end of the bat. So it's kind of like Grant kind of knew it. Again, it doesn't matter. If it hits the bat, it's a foul ball. I think the catcher kind of caught it as it went off Grant's bat. And you always see the catcher and the umpire working together. When a catcher gets hit like that, the umpire usually calls time, make sure the plate's okay, make sure he's all right. If the umpire gets hit, sometimes the catcher will call timeout, walk out to the pitcher. They look out for each other. Counts even at 1. Grant fouls it off. 1-2. Two Marathon runners on base via the walk. Still no score. Bottom of first. Popped up. Coming in. Anderson calls him off and makes the play. Grant flies out to center for the third out in the bottom of the first. Marathon strands 2, but after 1 full inning, it's 0-0 for the WIAA Regional between Marathon and Auburndale. Back after these announcements.
You should apply for an open opportunity at Marathon Cheese.
It's where you want to start your career. We have a lot of long-term commitment employees.
They work with you and it's great pay, great benefits.
I choose to stay at Marathon Cheese because there's always an opportunity to.
Marathon Cheese has worked really great for me and my family.
They donate money to different charities and different things that bring the community up.
There's an opportunity to grow in this company.
Working here at Marathon Cheese has given me a great work-life balance.
I wouldn't work anywhere else. I love working at Marathon Cheese.
Chuck Wiffle back here with Dan, manning the stations here. The one and only Dan doing a great job on the computer, making sure everything's working fine by that all-important internet connection. So here we got Caden Anderson leads off the top of the first inning. Sorry, the top of the second inning. Marathon had 2 base runners stranded on the bottom of the first. Grant ended the inning by popping up to the left fielder. Throw goes down to second. Caden Anderson, the center fielder, who ended Marathon's inning last inning, will lead off for Auburndale. Again, thanks again to Marathon Cheese. Marathon Cheese is made up of a family of employees founded in the heart of Wisconsin local dairyland. It's the people who work for Marathon Cheese who bring such passion and commitment to make Marathon Cheese so special. For an next career move, consider joining the Marathon Cheese family and apply at mcheese.com. Gets ahead. Remember, June is Dairy Month. Very important, this part of Wisconsin. Blake moves to his right, gloves, throws, scoops, 1 out. Nice job by Blake, the sophomore.
Up next for the Eagles.
Ranges far to his right,
Nathan Richardson.
keeps his body square, his feet square. Grant, the 6'10" first baseman, kind of shortens the throw by a couple feet from a normal first baseman. Batting second now, Nathan Richardson, the second baseman for Auburndale. Hello. This is the time of year where a lot of high school seasons end. You lose now, you're done. Other WIAA seasons going on. The track state tournament is coming up this weekend. Marathon well represented by several individuals. 3-0, all a little bit low for Tyler. A lot of these seniors on both teams probably had their graduation parties this past weekend. Now all they have is time and athletics on their hands. Falling outside corner. Richardson still ahead in the count. 3-1. Way behind. Tyler battles to make sure it goes full. Strike. There it goes down swinging. Richardson a little bit behind. Probably swung at ball 4. Or the second out. Tyler's second strikeout of the game. Josh Lundgren, the third baseman, occupies the hot corner for Auburndale. Definitely a transition in color. We have Marathon all in red to our right and Auburndale all in blue to our left. School colors are well represented.
In the final Wisconsin Baseball Coaches Association rankings of the season, Marathon number 6. Other teams to note: Auburndale, the number 1 team in the sectional, ranked number 5. Stratford, the number 2 team in the sectional, ranked number 8. Wittenberg-Burnham, the number 4 team, number 16. Pitch on the outside corner for a call strike 1.
2 and 1 for Underwood. Lundgren, his first at bat today.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Goes 3 and 1. True does a nice job of framing the pitch when he catches it. He quick bring it back in, bring it back to the plate, much like you see a lot of the major leaguers do. Way behind. Picks up strike 2. Count goes full. 2 out. They're having trouble catching up to Tyler's fastball this afternoon. Popped up. Behind us. Lundgren stays alive with a full count. Thurs checking the wrist band to see what pitch Coach Schilling wants. Oh. Good patience. Really good patience by Lundgren there to take ball 4. First walk of the game by Tyler. Gives Auburndale their second base runner of the game. Aiden Cherney had a single in the first. Lundgren now second base runner of the game. That brings up Aiden Rabb, the catcher for Auburndale. 2 out, top of second. That's what Tyler was aiming for. He's doing a nice job attacking that outside corner this afternoon.
No home runs. He's driven in 12. Choking up slightly on the bat for the right-handed batter's box. Slightly close stance. Swinging on that.
The off-speed fools him, way behind. Jumps out 0-2.
Underwood gets that ball, he is ready. He looks in, gets that sign, gets that target. No wasted time or motion. Two looks back at the runner. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check.
Did he go? No. Held back. Good call. He wanted him to change it. Oh! He does pick up that one for the third strikeout, for the third out. You don't see that happen very often when the umpire standing at second sees him go around, but nonetheless, they do pick up the strikeout. So after inning and a half of play, it's Auburndale nothing and Marathon nothing. Be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Friday, May 31st is the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment. Also, enjoy free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, June 1st, the parade starts at 11 a.m. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at Upham Mansion. Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting outdoor beverage garden with live music. For more information, visit marshfieldchamber.com.
Chuck Wiffle back here in Marathon. We're on Zaleski Sports. You're watching the WIAA Regional Semifinal versus Marathon, the number 2 seed versus Auburndale, the number 3 seed. A typical Marywood Conference matchup when you get to tournaments. Marathon in the bottom of the first stranded 2 runners, and Journey was able to work his way out of it, ending up with Grant Warren flying out to left field. And speaking of sponsors, we'd like to thank Underwood Construction for a custom-built home. You want to work the best in Underwood Construction. Right here in Marathon is a perfect place to turn. For your next home building experience, look for Underwood Construction. Marathon without a hit, Auburndale with 1 hit and a walk, and Marathon with 2 walks. Both teams have had 2 base runners. So leading off here, we have the shortstop, Blake Underwood, an all-conference player as a sophomore.
Raiders coming to the plate in this scoreless game. And Blake Underwood will lead things off against Aiden Cherney. First pitch from Cherney, the fastball right down the middle, the strike 1 call. Blake Underwood, Evan DeBrew, and Cody Rack, 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Marathon batting order. Out of the lineup, here's the 0-1. Fastball misses the corner, evens it up at 1-1.
1-1.
351 batting average, no home runs. He has driven in 19. Right-handed batter, close stance. 1-1 pitch. Fastball, that's at the outside corner.
The ump is given the outside corner for both teams this afternoon.
Very solid offensive performer.
Once you get that called, you might as well keep going to the well.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch.
Popped up, little blooper. Weinforder at 6'6", goes in foul territory and makes the play. Flies out to the first baseman for the first out. Evan DeBrew, the third baseman, another sophomore.
Is the number 7 hitter, third baseman Evan DeBrew. DeBrew, a 360 batting average, no home runs. He's driven in 12.
Cherney works fast,
Aiden Cherney,
keeps the hitters on their toes.
fastball runs a little bit low for ball 1. Would be unusual if this was not a very close game. Again, 2 meetings, 2-1. Raiders win in Auburndale. Back here at Marathon, 4-2. The Raiders won in early May. Pitch is low and outside for ball 2. And as I said, we've seen some close battles, especially for the boys.
You're seeing both pitchers really work that outside corner. The ump is giving him that call, so you can't blame him for going it. Evan pops up. Anderson drifts over to right center and makes the play. So Evan DeBrew flies out to the center fielder, Anderson, for the second out. That brings Cody Ratke, the left fielder, for Marathon. That's the 4th fly out or pop out for Cherney of the game. Cody behind us. Journey works ahead 0-1.
42 batting average. He has driven in 10 runs this season.
Cody also pitches for Marathon when he's not playing left field. Pops up behind us again. All the kids chasing the foul balls for a free Mr. Freeze pop. Journey jumps ahead 0-2. Ball tip. No, he missed it. Cody. And wow. Do get a base runner, a drop third strike. Drop third strike allows Cody to advance to first base. A lot of speed at first base now. That brings up the right fielder, Derek Vesley. Derek follows it back. On deck, Tyler Underwood, third base runner of the game for the Red Raiders. You really like that. Build up the pitch count. Build up the pitch count. Popped up behind the first base dugout. One and two. Whether it be basketball or baseball, you might as well call the sectionals and regionals around here the Marywood Conference Tournament Championship. Because all 3 or 4 teams, sometimes you're always involved. Edgar D4 this year. Remember, there's only 4 divisions in baseball. 5 in girls softball, 5 in basketball, 7 in football, plus 8-man. There he goes, delayed steal. He's in there. Throw was a little short. Stolen base by Cody Radke. Count goes full. Cody off on the pitch. Derek hits one to... Oh, nice job by Blake Rabb. That would have scored Cody, but Blake Rabb makes a nice play at shortstop, going deep in the hole to rob Vesley of a base hit for the third out. So they strand one. After 2 complete, Marathon has stranded 3 runners, and the score remains scoreless after 2. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Who are we? We are a locally owned and operated business serving our community for over 60 years. We have expanded to 3 locations with over 1 million square feet of combined production space. We have an elite workforce of over 400 employees. We have built stadiums for the Vegas Raiders, Indianapolis Colts, Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, and more. Who are we? There's only one answer.
Chuck Opel and Dan back here at Marathon for the WIAA Regional Semifinal game between Marathon and Auburndale. The score after 2 complete, 0-0. Both teams have had base runners. Marathon has stranded 3 base runners, and Auburndale has stranded 2 base runners. So we'd also like to thank Access Insurance for all of your personal business, auto, life, and insurance needs. There's always a local agent you can look at Access Insurance. Have a friend in your corner to customize the coverage you need. Learn more at accessinsurance.net. Access Insurance Agency, their business revolves around you. And since we're talking about Auburndale, we might as well talk about the Sweats Country Corner Martin. The friendly staff at Sweats Country Corner, Martin Blinker, serves up a large selection of food made to order daily, like fish fries, chicken dinners, and awesome pizzas. Drive in today on County P, just off of Highway 10 in the big town of Blinker. Family owned and operated for more than 100 years. Sweats Country Corner Mart in Auburndale. So, starting for Auburndale in the top of the 3rd, Colton Brandel, the right fielder. Tyler Unwood on the mound. Tyler with 3 strikeouts is allowed a walk. Auburndale has 1 hit so far. Marathon none. Generous outside corner, both sides of the plate by the ump today.
Nothing in one. Underwood sets at the chest, kicks and deals. Foul tip home plate.
0-2.
Nothing to 2. Well, the pitchers have come out and been very impressive early. Just 1 hit combined so far. 1 hit for Auburndale, no hits for the Raiders. Has the makings of a pitcher's duel in a game where that first run is going to be of vital importance. 0-2 swing.
Way behind. Tyler gets another strikeout. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Underwood. That brings the top of the order. Blake Rabb. Why does it always seem a person who ends an inning with a nice defensive play always comes up the next inning, and that's the case with Blake Rabb. Rob Vesley of a single in his shortstop. Curveball's a little low. That ball just died that Vesley hit last inning. Rabb with his athleticism tracked it down on the outfield grass.
Right-handed batter, hands up high near the right ear hole.
Rabb grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. Falls out behind us.
Obviously for the seniors, graduation time. I saw a number of social media postings of graduation from Marathon. Very cool to see these young men who have earned so much during their years at Marathon. Breaking ball.
Little outside.
The outside corner. Tyler thought it was a perfect angle. They had caught the very edge of the
You know, Tyler always generally likes to go to his hand, blowing it to help his grip. As long as he's off the pitching rubber, he can do that.
keeping it close, even on the pitches outside the zone. 2-1. That one drops a little too far now. 3-1. 3-1 on Blake Robb.
So you want of your leadoff hitter, work the pitch count, get on any way you can.
First time on the mound now is Underwood, but now he's ready. Sets, kicks, deep.
And he gets a walk. So Blake Rabb draws a walk. So Tyler, that's his 2nd walk given up at the game. So that brings up the left fielder, sophomore Peyton Weinfurter. Peyton Weinfurter, strikeout victim in the first.
Robb waits. Here's the kick and the payoff pitch. That one does drop into the dirt out of the zone, and that will be ball four. So a 1-out walk, and that will bring
Good speed at first.
Auburndale, number 1, Peyton Weinfurter.
The sophomore, left side of the plate.
0 for 1. He struck out looking back in the first. As I was saying, really exciting time. Sectional softball going on. Tickets to the state tournament will be punched tomorrow. We'll have Newman against Pacelli right here on Bull Falls Radio. With a trip to state on the line. Pitch is
Nice curve. Ooh. Don't know where that one really ended up.
I've said this during the course of the year, and I don't want to say too
One thing you notice this year, are they approved by WIAA,
in the high school game.
is some of the catchers will have a headset that allows the pitching coach or the coach in the dugout to call the pitches. It's an $1,800 investment for a baseball team. Popped up behind us. Some teams felt it was necessary. Their signs are being stolen. Some teams felt it speeds up the game by getting in the catcher's ear and telling him what pitch you want right away. Keeps them honest. So, like I said, $1,800 is a lot of money to spend. So, counts at 1s. 1 out. Throw down the first, second. He got in there. Nice job. Pitcher perfect throw by True. He just had a good jump and a lot of speed. Well, they tested True that time and they won. Single should score if Weinfurter can come through. 1 out. Second baseman Kale over to Grant. Second out, but he does advance. Blake Rabb to third base on the play. Now Aiden Cherney with 2 out, the pitcher. Hope to get him in with a single, maybe a pass ball.
Yeah, the top hitter for the Eagles, 435 batter, had a single his first time up, and has a chance to give Auburndale the lead. One of those at-bats you circle, you think about it. Here's the kick and the pitch.
There's that outside corner that both pitchers have been getting all game. All you want is a consistent ump, and that's what he's been tonight, or this afternoon.
Coming out, throwing it well. Whoever gets the lead. In playoff baseball, it gets late early. You start to squeeze very early. It's not like a regular season game. It's up high.
Breaking ball a little high.
I think one thing that these two teams have that would be an advantage over many.
Boy, if you can pick up that spin as it comes out of the pitcher's hand,
So many of these
gives you a great advantage of knowing what's coming.
they're not going to let a one-run deficit get to them. 1-1 is down in the dirt.
Good block by Thurs.
And the count goes to 2-1. I don't think you'll see Tyler Underwood giving in to Aiden Cherney. He knows first base is open.
2-1.
Keep pitching his game and try to beat him on good pitches, not trying to just get a strike across. 2-1.
Popped up. That'll be out of play on the first base side.
That's a good 2-1.
Evens it up at 2.
You know Cherney's sitting on it, and yet he could not get
A
her
little
out.
behind.
Count evened up 2 and 2. 2's across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No score. Top of the third inning. Runner leads off third for the Eagles.
What pitch?
Tyler
You challenge him with a fastball or trust your curve.
Here's the kick and the pitch. Misses up high.
Breaking ball a little high. Makes it full.
Hayden Weinberger, the cleanup hitter at first base.
That'll allow Rab to get a nice big lead at third.
Low stance from the right-handed box. Here's the payoff pitch. There's
Popped up.
And they'll be out of play.
Out of play again. Journey hanging tough. Just keep battling. Next pitch.
Out of blue to my left. Sitting in the press box behind home plate. Auburndale fans on the third base side. Marathon fans on the first base. Good crowd on hand and a beautiful day for baseball. Again, 3-2 pitch. Ball
Popped
back
up
again.
off the fence in front of us.
Playoff status. One of those
Just keep hanging tough.
playoff games. Good hitter.
As a hitter, you wait. I'm going to keep following him off until I get the pitch that I want.
Runner again off to Lake Rock. Tyler Underwood's ready.
Full count.
Again. And now time is called. Hold the ripcord on the tension for just a
Kinda.
moment and reset.
Those timeouts come in handy.
Stepping back in is Aiden Cherney. Again, a stare in from Tyler Underwood. The right-hander sets. The payoff pitch. Ground ball.
Ground ball to Evan. Evan picks it up. He throws to Grant. And Grant with the big 6'10" reach. See, Evan right there, when he has a tendency to throw hard, he's right on. But that time he kind of threw it soft. Thank goodness for Marathon, you have a 6'10" guy at first. They needed every inch of that 6'10" to retire Cherney. 5-3 for the third out. They strand Rob at third. So after 2.5, it's 0-0. Coming back after the next announcements on Zaleski Sports. Back after
Little
this.
Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Chuck Hoffel back here in Marathon, assisted by Dan on the computer side. And coming to the bottom of third, Marathon coming to bat here. Leading off, top of the order, Tyler Underwood will start the bottom of the third for Marathon. Last inning, Auburndale stranded Blake Rabb at third base. Tyler was able to get Aiden Cherney a ground out to the shortstop. the third baseman. Again, Evan made that a little harder than what he had to. Evan, when he turns and fires, he throws a bullet, but sometimes when he lobs it, he throws it short. He kind of lobbed it, and they needed all the 6'10" Grant to bail him out on that one. So, here we go. Tyler Underwood, a strikeout victim, first time up. Driven to the gap in left center. Oh, and a miscommunication there. Tyler going for two. He's in there for the stand-up double. Tyler Underwood, really alert play. There had to be some miscommunication there by Anderson and Peyton Weinfurter. That was Anderson's call as a center fielder, and all of a sudden he stopped early, and it dropped right between them. Tyler hustling all the way, gets a double. That's the first hit of the game for Marathon. Cooper draws in, fades a bunt. Weinfurter, the first baseman, charging hard. Second baseman covering for him. Third baseman stays at home. Squares bunt, nice bunt down the third base line. He's going to get there. Ooh, that was close. That was a nice job. Really nice job defensively by the third baseman, Josh Lundgren. He charged hard and was just able to get Cooper. Goes out 5-3, but Tyler advances to third on the play to 1 out. That brings up true thirds. Left-hander, you hope to turn it over and get it over to the first base side to get him in. Nice defensive play. Nice defensive play by Lundgren on that. 1 out. Evens it up. Weinfurter, the first baseman, coming into the grass. Anything over to him, you're probably coming home. Hoping that True can get one to the outfield or hit one of the gaps as a left-hander. Journey working hard, doing a nice job so far. Only one hit by Marathon. That's going to be a blooper. That could fall. Nope, Anderson makes the grab. True flies out to center field. Nice play by Anderson for the second out. That brings up Cale Quaintance, the sophomore second baseman. Underwood still stranded at third. Leadoff double was bunted over to third. Nice breaking ball. Just caught the outside corner. Cale, the cleanup hitter for Marathon. Fouled off. Cale trying to go the opposite field. Falls behind 0-2. Cale falls behind 0-2. Tyler Underwood, the runner at third. 2 out. That was close. That was close. The catcher, Rab, did a nice job of holding it there and freezing it for a second to maybe give the ump a second thought. Outside. Again, you can see Rab doing a nice job reaching for that one and quick bringing it back in. Trying to frame it a little bit. Cone evens up at 2s to Cale, cleanup hitter. Cale pops it up. Right fielder coming in, makes the catch. Cale flies out to the right fielder for the third out. Tyler Underwood, in the meantime, is stranding at third. So after 3 complete, it's 0-0. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
If you're looking for a local builder you can trust for your next home project, you found them in Underwood Construction. With decades of experience in building homes, replacing siding, decks, garages, and roofs, There is no home project they can't help with. Underwood Construction is a fully insured builder covering all of central Wisconsin. No matter your next project, if you need someone you can trust to do it right at a great price, call Underwood Construction at 715-573-5754.
Chuck Wolfo and Dan back here in Marathon. We had a great ball game going here in WIAA sub-regional play. We got not quite the regional final. The winner of this game will take on Stratford for the regional final tomorrow night in Stratford. Both teams have had a chance at last inning. Both teams stranding a runner at third base. To gain some advantage, both pitchers doing a nice job working out of it. We'd also like to thank Marathon City Sports Center. At Marathon City Sports Center, you'll always find great food, cold drinks, bowling leagues, and a great place for your next party or get-together. For the best in Marathon dinner or get-together, come to Marathon City Sports Center, south to Highway 107 in Marathon. And they're supported by Marathon Flooring. Bring your home to the next level with a new floor, carpet, or upgrade from Marathon Flooring. Marathon Flooring, transforming your home from the ground up. Tyler Underwood, 4 strikeouts so far and 2 walks. For Auburndale, Journey, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. Both teams stranding a runner at third base last inning. So let's see if Auburndale can get one started here in the top of the 4th. Lead off, the first baseman, Caden Weinferter. Caden flew out to the left fielder, his first time up in the first inning. Both pitchers doing a nice job. A little high and outside. Weinferter had an account 2-0. Weinferter, the first baseman. A little low. 3-0. These are the kind of games you get when you get conference rivals playing for the tournament. It's just going to be a dogfight. Both teams are good. Walks him on 4 straight. Kane Weinferter draws a walk. Third walk given up by Underwood. Kane Anderson, the center fielder. Kane grounded out to the shortstop in the second inning. Marathon looking to turn the double play. 5 straight balls thrown by Tyler. There's a strike. Sure, Anderson was taken away, seeing if Tyler can throw his first strike. He did. Popped it up. Right field. Vesley coming in. Not deep enough. Vesley with the grab for the first out. Not deep enough for Caden to even think about tagging. That brings up Nathan Richardson, the second baseman, a strikeout victim in the second. Marathon hoping for a double play. Weinferter not a real threat to run at first. Weinferter not with a big lead. Two and one. Tyler having a little trouble finding the strike zone. Walk the first batter. Third walk of the game. A little low. Three and one. Richardson seeing if he can advance. Weinfurter. Popped up to Cody. Left fielder going back. No tag. Cody gets it back in. Richard takes one. Backs up Cody Radke to left fielder. Turns out to be a long out. Weinfurter not tagging. So Josh Lundgren, a base on balls in the second inning. Lundgren had a nice play at third base last inning. Was able to take a bunt by Cooper and throw him out. Lundgren, no official at-bats with that walk.
Very little wind. You like that as well. Temperatures moderate. Great time to be out and about. 0-1. Low and inside
Gets away. Weinberger goes down to second on the pass ball. Now a single could score him. That's the time you do have an advantage on the short fence when it hits the fence and goes off to the side. And that happened this time. Weinfurter took advantage, standing at second. Not a threat to steal. Quaint will hold him on a little bit. There's that outside corner, consistent. If you're Marathon, you'd like to get Lundgren down here, so you have the number 8 and 9 hitter leading off the fifth. If you're Auburndale, you want to keep the lineup moving. Pop up, drifting back. Grant Warren retires the side. So Lundgren flies out to the first baseman for the third out. So they strand Weinfurter at second base after a leadoff walk, and after 3.5, it's still 0-0. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
From carpeting options to vinyl plank, Marathon Flooring is a family-owned business focused on local service and values. They specialize in both home and commercial flooring, treating every project as its own unique style. Transform your home from the ground up with Marathon Flooring.
Come see handcrafted gifts at the Copper Mug in Marathon. Find seasonal themed decorations, clothing, and gift options in our new lower level boutique. When you shop the Copper Mug, your business supports local artists, crafters, and families in our community.
Chuck Hovel back here in Marathon for your Division III WIAA Regional semifinal game between Auburndale and Marathon. What a good game. Again, it's a Marywood Conference tournament. Stratford, Auburndale, Marathon still in it, fighting for each other to advance the sectionals. Both teams have stranded runners at third base, just couldn't get them across with less than 2 outs. Some nice defensive plays, and probably more importantly, nice pitching on both sides. Underwood in total command. Cherney for Auburndale, again, in total command. So, bottom of the fourth, leading off, Grant Warren, the first baseman, saved a run last inning. Kind of a low throw by DeBrew, the third baseman. Grant used all of his 6'10", probably with his arms out, 8'10", reach, and saved the run for Marathon. So Grant flew out to the left fielder, his first time up, leads off here in the fourth. Cherney with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks.
Grant Warren leading things off for the Raiders in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the first pitch from Aiden Cherney is on the outside corner for strike 1.
If you're a good opposite field hitter tonight, the way that he's thrown to that outside corner, if you can take it that way, you'll get the pitch to do that. 0-2. Again, the Copper Mug here in Marathon's favorite place for holiday, festive, and local home decor, the Copper Mug. This local gem is filled with excellent gifts for friends and family and a great selection of woodwork, handmade items, and so much more. Find them on Facebook or stop by the Copper Mug in Marathon. Thanks for your support, all sponsors. as an umpire, it's got to be kind of, you got Grant at 6'10" coming up with a huge strike zone. Then you got Blake Underwood at 5 whatever, a small strike zone. Big adjustment for the ump. One after a low one, drop third strike, throw down to first. Gets him. Grant goes down with a strikeout, first inning. Cherney's third strikeout of the game. That brings up Blake Underwood, the shortstop. Blake popped up to the first baseman last inning. Cherney and Tyler both working fast. Popped up off the plate. Over to third. Lundgren makes the play. Lundgren over to Weinfurter for the second out. Evan DeBrew flew out to the left fielder his first time up. See if he can get it started. Evan, the number 7 batter in the order. Right back. Right back. Cherney gets a nice easy inning, saves on his pitch count. Evan DeBrew grounds out to the pitcher. So after 4 complete, it's still 0-0. Back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Bring the whole family out to Three Amigos Mexican Restaurant tonight and enjoy a menu filled with freshly made authentic Mexican options. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a great selection to keep you coming back again and again. Dine in for a fun Mexican restaurant experience or order for takeout or even delivery. There's Taco Tuesday, Friday Fish Fry, and a great lineup of cold drink options and so much more. It's all under one roof at Marathon's favorite Mexican restaurant, Three Amigos on Maratec Avenue.
Dan and Chuck here, back here at Marathon, where we have a pitcher's duel, 0-0 after 4 complete. We'll find out what team wants to flinch first. Maybe feel a little bit of pressure by the pitcher, feel a little bit of pressure on a ground ball, allow a run. Nonetheless, another great Marywood Conference action game. Leading off for Auburndale will be the catcher, Aiden Rabb. Aiden, a strikeout victim in the second. There goes a throw down to second. Very fast-paced game when you get these pitchers duel.
For the Auburndale Eagles, number 7, Aiden Rabb.
Tyler just keeps working, as does Cherney. Throwing strikes, let your defense make the plays behind you. Strikeout in the second. Over to Blake. Blake throws. Grant stretches. 6-3. 1 out. As a pitcher, you get 1 pitch. That keeps your pitch limit down quite a bit. Pitch limit 100. Once you reach 100, you can only finish that batter. Colton Brandel, a strikeout victim in the third. Popped up off the fence.
In a Division II game going on in Abbotsford today, Merrill scored 6, taking a 6-1 lead over Abbey Colby in the middle of the third inning. Unusual.
0-1 on Brandel.
Valley Conference School taking on Merriwood School, but in the playoffs no less. 0-1. There's a fall back, and of course that
Jumps out 0-2. Fouled out behind the third base dugout that occupies Auburndale. Auburndale in the sun. You get to face the sun. Marathon in the shade. Held off on it. If you're Tyler, you really want this. You don't want a leadoff hitter, Rabb, coming up with a guy on base. Popped up. Cale moves over to his right and makes the play. So Colton flies out to the second baseman, Quaintz, for the second out. Now leaves up Rabb. Rabb, the shortstop. Made some nice defensive plays. Ground out to the second baseman. Had a base on balls in the third. Advanced to third base, but they couldn't get him in. So 2 down. Grounded out to Evan. Evan short hops it. Not going to get him. That was a tough play. Auburndale with their second hit of the game. Marathon only has one. So Blake Rabb on with a single. That was a tough play. Evan had to charge it, and it short hopped his glove. He kept it in front of him. Would have been tough. That brings up the sophomore Peyton Weinfurter, a strikeout victim in the first, grounded out to second.
I think you still have to make that play. So runner on first and 2 outs for Peyton Weinfurter. Here's the pitch. Ball straight back.
Right back at us.
That's why I would never want to be an official scorekeeper. Those are way too hard. You can have difference of opinions, and it's good to have one voice who makes
0-1.
the decision. Frankly, I think most of the time in the high school game, each team has their own scorebook, and they decide by themselves whether it's a hit or an error. Nothing in one. Underwood pickoff move and dive me back in safely.
Keeps him honest. Again, as if you're on first base, and the coach are watching his back foot and his front shoulder. He's got to take his back foot off in order to throw it first if he's on the pitch mound. Popped up. Evan coming in strong. Tyler calling him off, and Tyler, that was huge. Gets him out, flies out to the catcher for the third out. Rabb is stranded at first. So, after 4.5, it's still 0-0 with Marathon coming back in the bottom of the 5. We'll back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Here at Brickner Motors in Little Chicago, we'll help you order your brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, or Jeep and get it equipped the way you want it and the color you've always dreamed of. Whether you choose from our in-stock selection or order factory fresh, quality vehicles and competitive prices are what keep people coming back again and again. Make the drive out to Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side and let our family take care of your family. You can count on us.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Dan and Chuck here back at Marathon High School, where Marathon and Auburndale are squaring off in a nice, really nice Division III WIAA sub-regional game. The regional final tomorrow night at Stratford. The winner advances. The loser, season's done. That's the finale, especially if you're seniors. It's a finality. It's you're done. What are you going to do? You're done playing basketball. You're done playing football. Maybe you're done playing baseball, unless you're one of these city league guys. It's a big adjustment for these kids who've had sports dictate their lives for 4 years. We'll see who blinks first. So Cody Ratke, a strikeout victim, but he advanced to third on a drop third. Advanced to first on a drop third strike in the second. So Cody Ratke leads off the 5th for the Red Raiders. Kearney's still on the mound, pitching a really good game. There's that outside pitch he's been given the whole game. Vesley on deck. The right fielder and number 9 hitter. A little low. The Raiders like to get Cody on because he's got the speed to steal. Ones. Scores the bunt. Ball. That was a tough one to bunt because it came in on Cody. He couldn't pull it down the third baseline. He kind of had to do a self-defense move and pushed it foul along the first baseline. Falls behind 1-2.
There's a lot of baseball between now and the state tournament, and boy, you're going to be facing a lot of good teams in this bracket. Ball and 2 strikes, and
Cody going to right field, coming in hard, makes the catch. Wow, that was a nice job by Colton Randall. He comes in, it looked like he was going to drop it, but the last second he dives forward, makes a nice play. Cody flies out to the right fielder. Really nice job by Brandel. So Vesley, the number 9 hitter. Vesley was robbed big time by Blake Rabb in the second inning. That saved a run. Vesley flew out to the short, or lined out to the shortstop. Falls behind 0-2. 1 out. Cherney just keeps it dealing. Popped up. Third base pitcher, foul play. Oh, we got a break on that one. That's the third baseman's call. The third baseman's coming in. The pitcher's coming to one side. The third baseman's got to make that call. Little miscommunication. The ball did land foul. Vesley with new life. Sometimes when that happens, the guy gets a hit or gets a walk. Still 0-2. Tyler Underwood waiting on deck. Vesley, see if he can keep the lineup moving. Foul ball is going to drop foul. Yes. Brandel and Weinfurter gave chase. Couldn't quite get her. Vesley just keeps battling, and that's all you ask a guy to do. Make him throw one more pitch.
Bottom half of the fifth inning. Auburndale 0, Marathon 0. 1 out, nobody on base for the Red Raiders. Aiden Cherney has gone the distance. Here's the rock, the kick, and the pitch.
Ripped to right left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit by Vesley. Vesley comes through with a single to left field. That's only Marathon's second hit of the game. And Vesley, the right fielder, takes one to right field. Now Tyler Underwood, the starting pitcher and the number 1 in the lineup. A strikeout victim. And a double his last time up. Popped up. I don't imagine Vesley trying to steal with your best hitters coming up.
8 consecutive batters that was retired by Aiden Cherney.
Cherney goes to the stretch.
But again, give an extra out and see if the Raiders can take advantage. Swing.
And what does it come down to? We had just talked about that dropped foul ball. And what happens? The guy usually ends up getting hit. And sure enough, Vesley got the hit. And it made him pay for that miscommunication.
But since then, he has really been jumping ahead of these hitters. 0-2.
Strikes out Underwood. Nice pitch. Second out there. Fourth strikeout for Cherney. Underwood also has 4 strikeouts. Cooper sacrificed Underwood to third his last time up. Cooper had a walk and a sacrifice. No official at-bats. Nice play by the third baseman to get Cooper out that time. Lundgren. Boy, both pitchers are dealing. Cherney shakes him off. Yep. Wanted that breaking ball. Checks in for the signal. Check swing. Stays alive, though. Just keep building up that pitch count. Again, they get 100. Don't know where they're at as far as the pitches for Underwood or Cherney. Nice defensive play by Rabb. You can just sense how tense it is. Both sets of fans everything that happens.
About an hour and 15 minutes so far. Low and outside. And again, a backhand stab made by
He's going to that outside corner.
count is 2 and 2.
The ump has been giving both pitchers that outside corner all game.
Strikes, 2 outs.
Those two a little too far out. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes back with a fastball to challenge Cooper.
Here's the kick and the pitch.
Ooh.
Trying to break
Ooh.
with wrap, but off the outside corner.
That had to be high.
Count runs full, 3 and 2.
Full count. That'll give Vesley
Runner at first will be on
a chance to run
and a full count.
on the pitch.
And now
Steps off.
is Eden
Journey working up a sweat out there. Rightfully so. Doing a nice job. He's working hard.
Yeah, putting down the fingers is Eden Rat. He sets the target. There goes the runner. Here's the payoff pitch.
Called third strike. There's that outside corner. He found it that time for the third out. Cooper goes down on a strikeout. Strands Vesley at third. And after 5 complete, it's still 0-0. We'll be back after these announcements on Vesley Sport. Zaleski Sports.
Looking for a new or different career path right here in Marathon? Look no further than AH Machine on Maratech Avenue in the Marathon Business District. Hiring for fabrication and more, this local company offers competitive pay and plenty of flexibility. AH Machine is locally owned and operated and is a proud supporter of the city of Marathon. Good luck to the Marathon High School athletes this season from AH Machine on Maratech Avenue in Marathon.
Chuck Wolf and Dan back here at Marathon High School, where we have a great pitchers duel tonight between Marathon and Auburndale pitchers. Underwood for Marathon and Cherney for Auburndale. Both pitchers have allowed 2 hits. Both pitchers have have 4 strikeouts. And Underwood is 3 walks and Cherney 2 walks. So everything is even, and so is the score. So we go 0-0, top of the 6th, leading off. For Auburndale will be the number 3 hitter, Aiden Cherney, the pitcher, who's pitched a whale of a game, as has Underwood. It's probably the warmest day these pitchers have faced all year. Finally got some nice weather, then it rains for the next week. The winner faces Stratford tomorrow night at Stratford. 5 o'clock start on Zaleski Sports. We'll be there for that game. For the regional final.
Leading off the top of the 6th
Again,
inning for
last night's
Auburndale,
rainout forced this one to be moved
Eden Cherney.
to tonight. Agent Cerny, the pitcher.
Top of the 6th inning. Still looking for that first run to come across. 0-0 between Auburndale and Marathon. Aiden Cherney will lead things off against Tyler Underwood.
Squares the bunt.
Pushes it
Ball.
far base side, but
A good idea. They always tell you as you're bunting, keep the bat above the ball. That time the ball got above the bat and he popped it up.
Caden Anderson, the number 5 batter, is the order.
As soon as that ball gets above the bat and you're trying to bunt, the ball generally goes up. 0-1.
Big right-handed hit. No balls, 1 strike. Underwood kicks and deep.
Nice curve.
Big cut that time by Cherney on that breaking ball. He was on it, but ball was straight back. It goes to nothing. Cherney singled in the first.
Well,
Grounded out. Nice play made at third.
Underwood's doing what he usually does. I'm sure him and Cherney both had success doing it. Let's see if he goes for that outside corner that the ump has been giving both pitchers tonight. True sets up there. And he went for it. Oof. Yeah. Again, if we watch where the catcher sets up, again, it gives us an idea of where he wants Tyler to throw the ball. Sets up again. Curveball. Whoa. Whew. Nice pitch. Had to be low. That's been a strike most of the night. So Tyler keeps battling, as does Cherney.
Taps the ball in his hands. Wanted that baby, but 1 ball and 2 strikes. See if that comes back
Fastball. Drilled into left field. Yeah, he sat on the fastball. Journey leads off with a single.
Next at the plate for the Eagles.
Third hit of the game for Auburndale.
Caden Weinberger.
Journey is now 2 for 3. 2 singles and a ground out. Now, Weinberger, the first baseman, a base on ball, and a flyout. 0 for 1. Journey does have the speed to steal. He crawls back. He wants to keep him close. One low. This is where you love to have senior pitchers who've been through a lot. When they struggle, they find a way to fight through it. And both pitchers have done that very well tonight.
21 wins, 3 losses, 12 and 5 for Auburndale. These teams have played 2 tight ones early.
Oh, Grant. Oh, wow. Oh, again, a 6'10 saves Merwood. That was a rip down the first base line by Weinberger. Grant jumped up like he does his usual dunks in basketball. Cut Weinberger off first. Double play. Weinberger lines out to the first baseman. Journey was retired. 3 unassisted. Well, and sometimes that's just enough to give you a little bit of oomph coming up the next inning. High hop, gloved, throw, there we go. Your nice play. Anderson grounds out to the shortstop for the third out. And the defensive play by Grant Warren saves the inning for Marathon. It's 0-0 after 5.5. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th on Zaleski Sports.
Access Insurance is your complete independent insurance agency for auto, home, business, and life insurance serving Wisconsin and Minnesota. Insurance can often be confusing and frustrating, but with Access Insurance you get experienced advisors that pair you with exactly the coverage you need at the most competitive prices for every stage of life. Located in Weston and a proud supporter of area high school athletics, their business truly does revolve around you. Learn more at accessinsurance.net or by calling 715-355-8400.
The goal, the one that Grant just caught. Back here with Dan after watching a nice play by Grant Warren on the first base side. There was a line out to Weinberger was at bat, guy on first. Weinberger lined out to him. It was so fast, we couldn't see if it was high or low, but nonetheless, Grant made a nice play to double off Weinberger. To retire to the side, and Cherney back on the mound for Auburndale. Cherney just keeps churning along. The joy of having upperclassmen as pitchers, both Cherney and Underwood, showing why they're all-conference performers. So True Thirds leads off here in the 6th. True flew out to the shortstop, flied out to the center fielder. He's 0 for 2. So you have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up for Marathon. This is their chance. The immediate order coming up versus Cherney. Make them work. Sometimes a good defensive play gives you some confidence. You come out the next inning. 1-1. True, a second-team all-conference performer for the Red Raiders. Popped up, short left field, going back, coming in. Weinberger calls him off. And that is always the outfielder's call. Outfielder's coming in strong. He's coming in, infielder going out. It's always his call. So, 1 out. Cale Queens, the second baseman, a base on balls, and a fly out. 0 for 1. Down the third base side, foul. We've seen some really good pitching and some really good defense tonight by both teams. Both really good baseball programs, both well coached and fundamentals. Doing things the right way, fundamentals. Kale fouls it off in front of us. On deck, Grant Warren. Kale, the cleanup hitter. Kale down the third base line. Bounces it over and gets them on the bounce. Lundgren doing some nice work at third base.
Number 10, Grant Warren.
Lundgren, again, nice. We're seeing some really nice defensive plays tonight. So here comes Grant Warren, a strikeout victim and a flyout to left field. 0 for 2. Fouls it off. Grant Warren saved the inning for Marathon last game by catching a screening line drive off a Weinfurter. Doubled off Cherney.
Here in the playoffs against Auburndale, we've seen so many times in so many different ways. Aiden Cherney, 0-1 pitch.
Oh, he wear it. You always like to hear guy gets hit. Wear it. And a hit by pitch.
Batting for Marathon number 3, Blake Underwood.
So 2-1. Marathon does get a base runner. Grant at first, not a threat to steal. Blake Underwood fly out to the first baseman and ground out the short. Blake, one of the leading RBIs on the team.
And that last play in the last half inning, Underwood made a really nice play on the second hop. You could see it take a little bit of some spin that really got to him quickly, but he made it look really easy. Terrific hands and then good throw across. 0-1.
Gonna be a foul ball. Yep, out of play. So Cherney jumps ahead, 0-2. Blake was waiting on that pitch. He got it. A little too anxious. 0-2. DeBrew on deck.
Runner off of first. That's Grant Warren. Cherney sets up the chest. Kicks and deals.
Ground out. Oh, line out to the second baseman for the third out. So again, really nice, some great defensive plays late in the game to take momentum away from each other. So we're starting the top of the 7th. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Marathon in the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left out.
You should apply for an open opportunity at Marathon Cheese.
It's where you want to start your career. We have a lot of long-term commitment employees.
They work with you and it's great pay, great benefits.
I choose to stay at Marathon Cheese because there's always an opportunity.
Marathon Cheese has worked really great for me and my family.
They donate money to different charities and different things that bring the community up.
There's an opportunity to grow in this company.
Working here at Marathon Cheese has given me a great work-life balance.
I wouldn't work anywhere else. I love working at Marathon Cheese.
Chuck Wolf and Dan back here in Marathon, where this is one of those wow games. There's been a lot of wows. Both pitchers, unbelievably, just pitching really nice. Great defensive plays by both teams to keep the other team off the board. So here we are, 7th inning, 0-0, and both teams have the bottom of the order coming up. For Auburndale, it's the 6th, 7th, and 8th hitter, bottom of the order. And Marathon would have the same, except they'd have the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So let's see if the bottom of the order can come through for both teams. Both pitchers still dealing. Again, this is the right to play Stratford for the regional championship tomorrow night in Stratford.
Baseman number 4, Nathan Richardson.
Richardson, a strikeout victim and a flew out to the left fielder in the fourth. 0 for 2.
Hitters for Auburndale, the top of the seventh. Scoreless game. Swing and a miss from Nathan Richardson on the first delivery from Tyler Underwood.
Both crowds getting into it. The Auburndale bench is getting into it.
Top of the seventh inning and still
A lot of smoke from the grills getting into it.
Underwood has the sign, has the target. 0-1 pitch.
Nice pitch.
In there for strike two call. Underwood has really done
That breaking ball is working nice.
here. He pitched into the seventh, got the win, inning 2-1.
Let's see if he challenges him with his fastball. Drew sets up right in the middle, a little high. Down to Evan DeBrew, took a bad bounce. It ate him up. You have to give Evan an error on that one. It did take a high hop. Evan mishandled it. Evan should have had it.
Potential lead run on base. Stepping in
E5.
Next for Auburndale, number 17.
So,
Lundgren.
Lundgren, this number 7 hitter. Lundgren a walk. Popped up to the first baseman, and 2 or 3 great defensive plays.
Where's the bunt? Take it off the outside corner for ball one.
You can see on this play, the third baseman's charging. Grant Warren, the first baseman, stays put.
Run at the scoring position with less than 2 outs.
Shortstop covering third.
Runner takes his lead off first. Tyler Underwood sets. Here's
Squares again.
square around this time. Off right and missing.
Yeah.
Is Josh Lundgren.
Foul tip.
Even things up at 1-1. Another long look down the third base line by Josh Lundgren. Every decision.
Lundgren trying to advance him, sacrifice him over to second. Get him in scoring position. Squares again. Popped it up. Foul ball.
Coming off the mound quickly with Tyler
Yeah.
Underwood trying to get to it as it was bunted into the air near the first base line.
Boy, that one, if you're Tyler, you're not going to get it. You just say, please go foul. Please go foul. Evan right there to grab it as soon as it did. 1 and 2.
Let's wait and see. Do they take off the bunt?
I'd be surprised if he squares and bunts again because a foul tip on a third strike for a bunt attempt. Nope. There's that outside corner. Lundgren goes down and strikes
Next up for Auburndale, number 7.
for the first
Aiden
out.
Rabb.
Aiden Rabb struck out in the second, rounded the shortstop in the
Fifth strikeout of the game for Underwood. Aiden Rabb, a strikeout victim and a ground out to shortstop. 0 for 2. Aiden's done a nice job as a catcher tonight.
allowed by Tyler Underwood. 2 hits allowed by
I would imagine we're not going to see, if this goes extra innings, I think both pitchers are pretty close to being done. 7 innings, 100 pitches.
strike and the pitch. Just in a piece of that one is Rabb, fouls it off. Nothing in 2. This is why high school sports and the playoffs especially is so much fun. I don't think for the parents maybe I'm way too nervous, but anybody that really enjoys sports, this is really, really good stuff. Runner off of first. Tyler Underwood's ready. No balls and 2 strikes. The kick and the pitch. Ground ball
Back
to
to
the middle. Played at second by Underwood.
over to second,
Thanks for one.
over to first, in time for a double play. Boy, that's a good, Underwood, it went underneath Underwood's glove, went to Underwood, the shortstop, tossed it over to Quaint, second base covering for 1, and on time to Grant to turn the double play and Rabb. So,
Top of the 7th, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and none left on to score after 6.5. Eagles
that was
trail
cute
their
because
leader
it starts a
here.
number 9 hitter if it goes extra innings. So, here we go. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th on Zaleski Sports after these announcements.
Join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Friday, May 31st is the Mayor's Breakfast, 5:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for family-friendly entertainment. Also, enjoy free live music at the Wenzel Family Plaza. Saturday, June 1st, the parade starts at 11 a.m. In the afternoon, the Pie and Ice Cream Social is at Upham Mansion. Nuts Deep 2 will be hosting outdoor beverage garden with live music. For more information, visit marshfieldchamber.com.
Chuck Wolf and Dan back here in Marathon for a great high school baseball game. Unfortunately, someone's going to have to lose in this one because both teams have played exceptionally well. Great pitching, great defense. Both teams only, Auburndale 3 hits, Marathon 2 hits. Underwood 5 strikeouts, Cherney 4 strikeouts. Underwood 3 walks, Cherney 2 walks. Both teams have an error. Clean game. Leading off the bottom of the 7th for Marywood is Evan DeBrew. You like to see Evan had an error last inning, kind of bowled a hot one to third base. Allowed him a base runner, but a 6-4-3 double play took him out of that. So Evan DeBrew flew out to left and grounded out to the pitcher in the 4th. 0 for 2, followed by Cody Ratke and Derek Vesley. 7, 8, 9 hitters. Cherney still dealing. Awesome job by both pitchers. It's an old-fashioned baseball game. Great pitching, great defense.
Leading off, bottom half of inning number 7 for Marathon.
And both teams are hitting the ball. You couldn't ask for more. You can't. It's nothing sloppy. Solid hits, good defense, good baseball. That was kind of opposite what we've been seeing. Inside and high, a strike. Each pitch, depending on what happens, the right side of the field, Marathon, you hear them, or the left side of the fans, Auburndale, you hear them. Wear it. Evan, the king of wearing a pitch this year. That kid has gotten hit more times than anyone I've ever seen. And he just takes, so his left arm must just be black and blue, spot. And the other day, hey, you do what you can to get on, and that's what Evan DeBrew did. Hit by pitch. Both teams have one hit by pitch so far. Evan at first. Bunt Cody Ratke. Cody had to be a little defensive on that bunt. As the pitch came in, he kind of brought the bat back, and by bringing the bat back, it kind of hit an angle down the first base line. So 0-1, Cherney just keeps working. DeBrew at first. Not a threat, steal. Squares again, bunt down the first base line. Cody's, he's going to be, ooh. I like what the second base ump, he couldn't quite see it. He looked at the home plate ump to see what he said, and he called him out. But nice play. Got him over to, second. Evan DeBrew at second. Derek Vesley, a single his last time up. Let's see what happens here. Let's get a pass. If you're Marathon, let's get a pass ball or something. Get a guy on third. Number down the first base line. Gets him over there. All right, we got a guy to third. DeBrew. Vesley does get him over. 3 unassisted. We've only had Auburndale has had one guy at third, and Rab was standing at there. For Marathon, Underwood was standing at third, and this is the third runner at third for both teams. And I'm sure they're going to put Tyler on. Smart move. Yep, I would do the same thing if I was Auburndale. I'm not going to put the player of the year at the plate to win the game. Well, here's your other senior, Cooper. Comes up. Coach Anderson telling the Auburndale infield what he expects of him. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler. Timeout by Auburndale. He's going to go through what we got to do here. So Anderson's bringing the team together. All right, here's what we're going to do. Make sure everyone's on the same page. Coach Warren calls Tyler over to third. They're going over the what-ifs. Cooper, as a senior. Cooper, honorable mention.
Will the shortstop cut in front of the bag? I mean, there's so many different ways you can play this. If you're Auburn,
DeBrew does have the speed to come home on a pass ball. Looking over the Marathon side, a bunch of parents don't have any fingernails left. A couple of them are praying. Same thing with Auburndale.
Aiden Sherman sets at the chest. Kicks, deals. Fastball. The outside corner for strike one call.
There's that pitch he's been throwing all night. Jumps out in front. Tyler just standing on first. They're not even holding him. DeBrew at third. Journey just working.
0-1 pitch. Swing.
The foul ball.
And a miss. Oh, it was a miss that went to the backstop. But again, not much room here in Marathon. Getting to it quickly with Aiden.
From here, it almost looked like it was a foul tip, but the ump didn't call foul.
That was a swing and a miss. It bounced away from Rabbit. But not.
But Evan made a smart play. If he doesn't think he could make it, he held. Smart play by Evan. Cooper behind 0-2. Popped it up. Going out of play behind the first base dugout. Battling for the next pitch. Cooper is senior.
Deep breath on the mound from Aiden Sherman. He'll toe the rubber, stare into his catcher for the sign and the
0-2. Underwood at first, DeBrew at third. 2 outs. Cherney on the mound.
0-2 pitch.
There's that third strike. He had Cooper bailing. Nice pitch by Cherney. Gets Cooper on a strikeout for the third out. They strand runners at first and second. Here we go. Another wow game. We're going to the top of the 8th. We'll be back for more after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Who are we? We are a locally owned and operated business serving our community for over 60 years. We have expanded to 3 locations with over 1 million square feet of combined production space. We have an elite workforce of over 400 employees. We have built stadiums for the Vegas Raiders, Indianapolis Colts, Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, and more. Who are we? There's only one answer.
Chuck Wolf and Dan back here at Marathon. We're going extra innings. Might as well keep playing. It's been such a good game. Let's keep doing her. Marathon had a golden opportunity. At Evan DeBrew at third, Tyler Underwood at first, and Cherney gets Cooper looking at the called third strike to end the threat in the bottom of the 7th inning. So with both pitchers going the distance so far, Tyler Underwood probably reaches pitch limit of 100. Blake Underwood, the sophomore, all-conference sophomore, comes into pitch for Marathon. Leading off in the top of the 8th inning for Auburndale will be Colton Brandel, the right fielder, followed by the top of the order, Blake Rabb and Peyton Weinfurter. So if you're Blake, you want to get this guy out and don't put a guy on base for the top of the order. Again, extra innings. Played 7. Might as well play 8. Blake Underwood, a lot of off speed, a lot of curves. We'll sneak in a fastball. As we mentioned before, great pitching by both starting pitchers, Cherney and Underwood. Now we're adding extra innings where you're going to see the number 2 pitchers probably for Auburndale also. The Underwood boys just switched positions. Tyler, the pitcher, goes to short. Blake, his cousin, goes to pitcher. Colton Brandel, a strikeout victim, and popped up to second baseman, 0 for 2. DeBrew on the grass at third, expecting a bunt. Rest of the infield back deep.
Number 9 hitter, Colton Brandel. He is 0 for 2.
You need to go after him.
Blake Underwood fights. Swing.
There you go. Ones. You don't want the number 9 hitter on base with the top of the order coming up. That was good. Brandel with 2 defensive swings. He was late on both. See if Blake sneaks in a fastball or goes to his curve. Hard to see where True's setting up. Oh, it hit him in the foot. Second hits batsman by Marathon. That puts Brandel on first by hit by pitch. Not what you wanted to see. So we got Blake Rabb, the shortstop, coming up here. Blake grounded out, a base on balls, and a single. Been on base twice, stranded at third. A bunt, bunts it foul. True Thurs picks it up. So you're asking your number one hitter to take a sacrifice. You're playing for that one run. Evan in at third. Ready to charge. Grant will stay at first if he squares again. He squares again. There's a bunt. Off the plate. Foul ball. Now he's going to have to swing away. If he fouls it on the third bunt attempt, it's a strikeout. 0 for 2. Crowner could be a double play. Kalo second. In time. Oh. Blake Rabb. Nice speed at first. Nice speed. Out. Blake Rabb, fielder's choice. Base runner on first. Brandel. Out. Whoops. 4-6. Wasn't hit well enough to turn the double play. Peyton Weinford, the sophomore, now at bat, left-hander. Weinford, our strikeout victim. Ground out to second baseman. Popped up to the pitcher. 0 for 3. You'd expect maybe a sacrifice here. He chokes up on the bat, just open to make contact. Chokes up about 2-3 inches. That was a big out. Rabb has with a stolen base earlier tonight. 2-0. One out here. We're in the 8th inning. He wants that outside corner. You can see Blake a little frustrated. Blake's got to work through that. Blake's got to fight through that. There we go. Full count. I'm sorry, 3-1. My apologies. Ooh, he walks him. One outside to the left-hander every time. 4 balls. Now we got runners at first and second. A base on ball. The 4th walk given up by Marathon pitchers. Blake and True Thurs, the sophomore battery mates. Meeting of the minds at the mound. We got Aiden Cherney, who's pitched a really good game, coming to bat. He's got a single, a ground out to third baseman, and another single. 2 for 3. Runners on first and second, only 1 out. Gets in front of him, 0-1. Gut wrench time for everyone, players and parents. Nice pitch. That came in there so slow. I think Journey was going, when's it going to get here? And it got here, and he went, oh, well. Jumps out 0-2. I don't think Blake's going to give him a fastball here. That's what Journey would love to see.
Runners off second and first. Underwood sets again at the belt, and time is one thing to always look at here. I said it.
Journey has done that before. Doesn't like the pitcher taking his time. Calls a timeout. You always want to be the one who dictates the pace, whether you're the pitcher or the batter. Oh, popped up. Oh, a little mistaken catch. Besley getting the ball in. Coming home with it. That was a little excuse me hit by Cherney. He just stuck the bat out there, and it went over Grant's head. Besley got the ball in as quick as he could, which he did a nice job, which kept the runner from second scoring. So we got Rabb at third, Peyton Weinfurter at second, Aiden Cherney at first. Peyton Weinfurter, a base on ball, a pop-up, and a ground out to the, and a line out to the first baseman. 0 for 3. Nowhere to put him. Blake's got to challenge him. Infield comes in a little bit on the corners. Hope to turn 2. Nice catch by Cale. Saved it. Nice catch by Cale Quaintance. Wow. Cale, one of the shortest guys on the team, he got over to his left really quick. I'll tell you, an inch higher, and that would have scored 2. Nice job by Cale at second base. Nice job defensively for the second out. Caden Anderson, the center fielder. Caden 0 for 3. Ground out to the shortstop twice, and a fly out to the right fielder. 2 down. Base is still loaded. Base is still loaded for Auburndale. They've had more runners this inning than they have almost the whole game combined. Second time they've had Rabb at third. Boy, he's been giving that one the whole game. Blake kind of goes, why don't you give it to me? Blake still got to challenge him. Nowhere to put him. Ball back. Even. A lot of guts are turning. Knots in the stomach. Parents walking. Can't look. One and 1.
Sets again at the belt. 1-1 pitch.
Blake's asking, where is that? Marathon dugout says, just pitch. Forget about it. 2-1. Coach Schilling calling timeout to go out there and talk to Blake. Hey, relax, man. Can't change what's going to happen. Change what happened. Just worry about what you can do. What a bases loaded still exists for Auburndale. Brandel, first batter of the inning, was hit by a pitch. Blake Rabb hit into a fielder's choice, put him at first. Peyton Weinfurter walked, runners at first and second. Aiden Cherney also, now we have runners at first, second, and third. Caden Weinfurter lined out to the second baseman to get the second out of the inning, and that's where we stand. Bases loaded for Auburndale. 2 outs, 2-1 count. Anderson at the plate. Oh, and he hit him. Hit by pitch. Tried to come inside a little bit. That is the third hit by pitch by Hit by pitch. And Rab comes in to score the first run of the game. Everyone advances one. Still, it's a second hit batter of the game by Underwood. Nathan Richardson coming up. There's that outside strike. Okay.
Benefit of only one base hit. Couple of hit batsmen in this inning.
4 base hits by Auburndale, 2 by Marathon.
Here's the kick and the
Just missing. Sometimes you wonder if the ump, when he sees the pitcher kind of going, why don't I get that call? The zone seems to shrink a little bit. Doesn't like to be challenged. 1-1.
Again, a long look. Now he's ready. 1-1.
He's just not giving him that outside corner. Blake's really frustrated. He's looking at the dugout. Right now I think it's in Blake's head. Got to fight his way through it as a sophomore. Those are close. Popped up behind us. There we go. Your Blake, you got to keep challenging him. Number 6 hitter Richardson. 0 for 3. Popped up. Besley. Oh, had to make a little jump. Looked kind of shaky. Nonetheless, gets him to fly out. 9 for the third out. But 2 hit batters. Played an important, and a walk. Has allowed Auburndale to take a 1-0 lead. We'll be back for the bottom of the earth after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Chuck Wolf and back here, at Marathon, where Auburndale has scratched across the run in the top of the 8th, courtesy of a walk, 2 hit by pitches, and they got a run without having a base hit. So nonetheless, they've taken a 1-0 lead over Marathon. Marathon coming to bat here in the bottom of the 8th. Leading off for Marathon, we do have a pitching change. Blake Rabb comes from his shortstop position to take over the pitching duties. And we just get a switcheroo. Cherney moves to the shortstop. Cherney and Underwood have pitched unbelievable games tonight. They really have done a nice job. Total control. Had both their opponents off kilter. They didn't know what to do with it. Blake Rabb now comes in, and leading off for Marathon will be the meat of the order. We have truthers 0 for 3 officially. 3 flyouts. If you're Marathon, this is what you want. The top part of your order. The big hitters coming up. You need base runners. Again, story of the game is probably hit by pitches. 4 walks and 3 hit by pitches for Marathon. That's been, and only 2 hits. Auburndale has had 4 hits. So let's see what truthers can do leading off the bottom of the 8th. Truthers turns on it and turns it ball. Woo. That hit the football field concession stand. He was waiting for that one, but it's just a long strike. 0-2, Rabb in front of theirs. Drew calls timeout.
4-2 win here in Marathon back in early May. No balls and 2 strikes. Blake Rapp kicks and deals. Misses the
Outside.
for ball 1.
Good take by Thurs. Nice pitch by Rab.
Waits on deck. The left-handed sophomore steps back in. Sun continues to shine. No win right now in Marathon. Rapp rocks, kicks, deals.
Outside, 2-2. All right. True getting a little life, evens the count up.
Dangerous hitter. True third. He does have the power to tie it up with one swing of the bat. 2-2 pitch. There's a roller right
Roller down the second baseman. Picks, grabs. In time. True grounds out to the second baseman for the first out. Kale, the number 4 hitter. Kale with a great defensive play last inning to take a hit away. Ranged far to his left. Made a diving stab. Kale with a base on balls. A fly out and a ground out. 0 for 2. Curveball had him turning. Rab jumps ahead.
takes a peek down the third baseline and steps right back in. Blake Rapp again, 0-1.
Kale grounds down the third baseline. Foul.
Like his predecessor on the mound, Aiden Cherney, Blake Rapp has come in and got ahead of the hitters. The pitching today has been just stellar. I mean, just outstanding work.
0-2. The number 3 seed Auburndale, 1-0 lead over the number 2 seed Marathon. Setting up on the outside corner. Kale rips one down the third base line. Weinfurter on the pickup. Kale rounds first. There's the base hit Marathon was hoping for. Kale Quaintwins rips one down the third base line. Only the third hit of the game for Marathon. Here comes Big G, Grant Warren.
And now Grant Warren, representing the potential winning run, will step in. Grant Warren has flown out to center, struck out, and been hit by a pitch. Again, Kale
0 for 2 officially. Hit by pitch. A strikeout and a flyout. Kale at first. Grant to the shortstop. Cherney at 1. Grant hustling down the first base line. Safe. Ooh. The 6'10 legs got him there in time. Kale retired 6-4. Grant on with a fielder's choice.
Now batting for Marathon number 3, Blake Underwood.
Ooh. Yep. That 6'10 legs saved that one. Blake Underwood, pitcher. See if Blake can come through. Struggled on the mound. Time for a big hit by Blake. Grant at first. There's that outside strike that Blake didn't get. Blake 0 for 3, a fly out, a ground out, and a line out second baseman. 2 outs, bottom and 8th. Auburndale with the lead.
0-1 pitch from Rapp.
Ooh. Ooh. That one was inside. But nonetheless, umpire called it a strike. 0-2. Think of the next pitch, Blake. Here comes a curve. Setting up on the outside corner again. Inside. 1-2. Side. If that's Evan DeBrew, he gets hit. 2-2. Rab has actually been setting up on the outside corner the last 2 pitches. Again, he sets up on the outside corner. And strike three is called. Auburndale comes through with a big victory. So Auburndale knocks off the number 2 seed number 2 seed Marathon in 8 innings to win 1-0. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports for your player of the game and the game ending. Back after these announcements on Zaleski.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.
Chuck Oval back here at Marathon High School, where number 2 seed Marathon was defeated by the number 3 seed Auburndale Eagles. And probably one of the main reasons they were defeated tonight was the guy on the mound pitched like a dog tonight, Aiden Kearney. How'd you do it? I mean, you had to be nearing your 100 pitch limit. You just found another gear, didn't you?
Yep. Well, I trust my defense now. We've picked it way up. I just had to throw strikes. I know my defense, like Blake Rabb, Nathan Richardson, both made spectacular plays out there, so I just had to throw strikes.
What was your go-to pitch tonight? I know the ump was kind of really generous on the outside corner for both pitchers, for both you and Tyler tonight. What was your go-to pitch that you relied on tonight?
Fastball.
But it looked like you were working the outside corner quite a bit too.
I like to try and work down. I'm not gonna say that. Oops.
No, that's right.
Yep. I like to try and work wherever I know like I can get strikes called, and I'm not gonna say too much so people scouting.
Oh, yeah. That's like, I'm sure no one's scouting is, they can say baseball scouting, but still, it's just, it's not like an intense, you still got to be focused. You can't
stay focused and
let one word make you mad. You just got to go out and do your job, and you did your job tonight. I was really impressed. I called it one of those wow games. Like you said, a great defense behind you.
Yeah, thank you. No secret to it, just throwing strikes, working as fast as you can. Sometimes you got to change speeds. That's what you got to do.
Anyway, it's kind of like I always said, whether it's basketball or whatever, baseball, it seems like it turns into a Marywood Conference tournament. And it's either Auburndale, Stratford, Marathon, or Edgar playing each other just to get to sectionals. Now you got to go against another Marywood South contest. How'd you guys do against Stratford this year?
We've put 2 good games against Stratford. I know they can hit top to bottom of the lineup, and I'm not really sure what else to say about them. They're a good team. They got good pitching. We'll face Schmidt probably. He's a really good pitcher. Throws hard, has a nice breaking pitch. Maybe a couple breaking pitches. We'll see.
All right, okay. Aiden, for Zaleski Sports, what do you say?
I made training in the house.
All right, Aiden, come on in. Next, thanks. Congratulations. Good job. Good luck tomorrow. Coach Anderson, come on out. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. It's like I told Aiden, it seems like every time whether it's basketball, baseball, whatever, it turns out to be a Marywood Conference tournament because you're either playing Edgar, Stratford, Marathon, or Auburndale.
Yes, absolutely. Tell you the truth, went into that season hoping it would split us up a little bit. I think we're the best. Honestly, I think we're the 3 best teams in our sectional. I shouldn't put that in. I thought Stratford, Marathon 1 and 2. And I was hoping they'd split us up a little bit, to tell you the truth, get a different look. And it's just always a tough battle. Come in here, wherever we play Marathon, like you said, every sport, it's just always a battle. And it was again today.
I was telling people, this is one of those wow games where the pitching, both pitchers were really good, and the defense. I mean, you can tell you guys are a fundamentally sound team.
Well, we're getting there. We had our struggles early on, and it really is one of these things. I preach to our guys to play the game right, and we face Marathon, you have to, because they always do. I mean, Coach Warren has them playing the game right, playing hard, playing smart. You can't make mistakes against Marathon, and you have to, on top of that, make plays, some extraordinary plays to mix in and get some breaks. It really is. They talk a lot about that. This is how they play. We know that. We have to match it because they're not going to hurt themselves. We can't either. And our guys really did. And it was one of those games, if you like pitching duels, this was the game.
It was, yeah. So what do your mindset changes from here to here. Do you change your approach? What do you do different tomorrow versus Stratford? Or do you keep things the same?
I think pretty much the same. We just have to play the game right. We have to execute. The same thing. You make a mistake as a pitcher, you just have to get defense behind. They have a nice lineup too. They play solid. Schmidt, heck of a pitcher, just like Tyler and Blake here. You just have to battle, and I can't really think of anything else. You have to expect their best, and that's what we have to do is again come in and just give the best. And we look at this, and we've beaten some teams that Marathon lost to. Marathon, Stratford split, so it can happen. There's sometimes I think with whether it's a mystique, a Marathon baseball, Stratford, and our guys have to get over that, and I think we did tonight. And tomorrow it's kind of the same thing. We just have to. You have to come in and ready to compete, be tough, and have some grit. And that has to be the mindset again. So I guess no, we're not going to change much. We're just going to try to play the game right, make some plays when we can. We have to be very selective to steal or hit and run and do these things. So really, again today, I only stole once, and we tried a few bunts, didn't work, and I guess we're fortunate at the end we got out of it though.
Just a good game by all. So, being the number 3 seed, you upset the number 2 seed, and now you go face the number 1 seed in Stratford tomorrow. Best of luck. Zaleski Sports will be down there covering you guys. Best of luck tomorrow, Coach, as you go on.
Thank you.
Great season. Yep.
Thank you.